we have been thinking about a passionate life of faith. Paul shows in particularly this famous verse we'll look at this morning, the central object of his passion. A passionate life of faith, we saw, is connected with hope. We saw that it's characterized by courage, right? We talked about courage. A passionate life of faith is characterized by courage. Watch the beginnings. He'll talk about this a little more, but how this passionate life is consumed by Christ. This is a win-win. For Paul, life or death, it's a win in life and it's a win in death. This is what's so wonderful about Philippians 1, verse 21, is it is a verse that teaches you that you can happen to your life and go, I don't know, I guess if I'm alive and kicking and breathing and I have Christ at the center, it's a win. And if I die, it's a win. For to me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. So think about this. Paul says, for me to live, you know what that means? It means Christ is all over me. It's this old, like, there was this thing in early medieval history known as the shield of St. Patrick, and it wasn't like his real shield or anything, but it became this like slogan and talked about like Christ above me, Christ behind me, Christ beneath me, Christ about me, Christ around me. It talked about Christ all over me. That's the idea. Christ is everything about my life is Jesus. Filtering relationships through Jesus, filtering calling through Jesus, filtering job through Jesus, filtering money through Jesus, filtering church through Jesus, filtering accomplishment through Jesus, filtering sorrows and disappointments through Jesus. Everything, Paul says, is Christ. I just want him. I want him as that filter that I put over everything. Everything is saturated by Jesus. I want him seen in my life, in everything. I want my marriage filled with Jesus. I want my home, my children, my parenting filled with Jesus. I want my work ethic filled with Jesus. I want my thought life filled with Jesus. I want my preaching filled with Jesus. I want my teaching filled with Jesus. I want my recreation filled with Jesus. I want you fill it in. What do you want? Fill it with Jesus. Let him saturate everything. Let him be the texture, the color, that which permeates everything. And Paul says, for me to live is Christ. He's just permeating everything. So he is the one driving my purpose. He is the wind at my back. He is the force pulling me. He is the one keeping me constrained. For me to live is Christ. And if I die, well, I'm just with him. It's gain. That's what he says. For me to live is Christ and to die is gain. A passionate life of faith is consumed with Jesus. Then it's a win-win for you. That frees you to risk. That frees you to run for the glory of God. Take care.